Hello, everybody, and welcome for those of you who are watching the replay, because Dana is here. Thank you for being so brave, Dana, and coming to the session today.
It's a pleasure. Hi.
Hi. So today we are talking about oof, a sensible subject about going to the debt section, and not only that, but it's about doing the work continuously, right?
Right.
Is this something that, if I understood correctly?
Um, yes, it's about that, and actually, it's about making getting skilled at organizing stuff so that the priorities are very clear, and making space in my time for because I have a long list, and working at the debt module took me a while, but I didn't get there actually. It's still on the waiting list.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if I can get some insight here or some to understand better or to make a shift or just to be more focused on my main areas. It's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm still don't I'm still not getting the self care properly, so that it's a balance because I tend to if I have a long list waiting, I tend to get nervous and agitated. And even if I have a free day from time to time, not very often, but from time to time when I have free day, I cannot focus. I'm still just wasting time. I'm not taking care of the long list.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, I would um, I would take a look of the list, but from from a place of I don't need fixing. I am who I am today, and what I would love to do. Right. So
Mhm.
because sometimes we have this long list as the days are going by, we add more and more and more and more, and we overwhelm ourselves. Even we, and even self-care becomes a task, and
Yes,
we don't want that,
yes.
right? So sorry, my voice is a little rough today. So what I would suggest is, first, self-care is really really important. Like, for me, usually Wednesday I don't go to judo, and the coach knows that. So for me, we are going Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
And Wednesdays are usually for my groups. Are usually days when I just sit and do stuff in the house. So yesterday I didn't feel very well. Today I felt even worse, and worse in terms of sweating a lot, like feeling coughing and sneezing and all of that. So
Mm-hmm.
some people thought I have coronavirus, and I was like, no, I don't have coronavirus. Coronavirus that
No,
doesn't
you
stick
don't.
with me. Yeah. So the thing is, um, instead of trying to do things around the house, I just took time with myself, and I allowed myself to sleep as much as my body needed. I allowed myself um, to do things that my body felt like doing, and eat eat things that I felt like eating. So this you can say that it's self-care. And usually I do some kind of self-care, like I exercise, and I'm not exercises because I'm fat or I need to lose weight. I exercise because I know it makes me feel better. I take long baths. I walk. I, depending on the days, I do something for myself, and usually in the morning. And why is that? Is because usually in the morning we tend to take care of other stuff, right? So think about your day as your money. Is the same concept. So usually in the past, when you were receiving money, you were spending it on utilities, on paying the rent if you have, on groceries, on stuff that quote unquote mattered, very important. The way I'm teaching you to do is to put aside money in your freedom account, money in your play account, to manage your money wisely. So the same thing is with your time. So if instead of money we put time, is the same concept. Right? So instead of taking the time to do important stuff in quote, take care of you, because when you are filled with more energy and you have that fuel to go on in a day, it's so much easier for you to tackle the task that you have. Right? So this is the first step. So thinking about your time as being your money and managing it like that. And you can actually split the day. Let's say you have, so we have 24 hours, 8 hours, let's say we are sleeping, we have 16 hours, right? So in 16 hours, you can split 55% necessities. So what's the necessity? You have your job, you have things you want to learn, you have everything that it's outside of yourself and you want to do it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then you have 10% play account, which can mean your self-care, which can mean something that you can play with yourself. Freedom account, this can be the same, like spending 20% of your day taking care of yourself, something that makes you feel free. I don't know, maybe riding a bike, maybe not care about the responsibilities that we have. Yeah. And doing this on a daily.
Sorry for interrupting.
No,
self-care wouldn't be more at the financial freedom account?
It can be both. That's why I was saying it can be both.
Okay.
The play account and the freedom account.
And the play account. Yeah. Wow. That's such a interesting concept. Way of looking at time.
Yeah. And from there you can expand, like, because you don't feel frustrated because you don't have time for yourself, because you have 20% of the day, right?
Yes.
You don't feel frustrated because you took care all day about taking care of you and didn't tackle any task. So you create balance in there.
Makes sense.
And with the necessity account, you can see this is your daily tasks, right? It's your list. So when you have your list, what I would suggest, instead of having a long list from, I don't know, from the first day of January and not finishing till today, take a look at the list, like really, really seriously. Like, what is important for me to do right now? What is helping me move forward in the areas that I want? And I know you have a vision board, so you can look at your vision board and say, okay, so if I want to become this person who has and lives all of this, what do I need to do from this list? Yeah, because we tend, and I'm guilty of that as well, we tend to take everything it's out there. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. I want this, and because it's like we are going in a store and we want everything, right? And we can have everything, but not everything is good for us. Not everything helps us go into the direction and becoming the person that we want to become. Yeah, so when you take a look at the list and you say, okay, so I wanted to, I don't know, I wanted to do this program. And maybe at that time, that felt really, really good to do. But maybe today, it doesn't feel like that. Because guess what? You are not the same person as you were in January.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you cross things off your list and start to create a new list, which is really, really important for you. And maybe you have a list of 5 or 10 things that you need to do. If they take, I don't know, half an hour or 15 minutes a day. Because remember, you need to do all of that in 55% of your time. And this is not self-care. So if you have tasks that are about self-care, you put it in your freedom and play account.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you look at the list and you are so like rough with the list, like I'm not playing anymore. I just want, because having a huge list gives you the impression that you are a very important person.
Oh, yeah, you touched a very sensitive topic, which, by the way, I just remember I wanted to ask also, being busy.
Mm-hmm. It's
Like
the same
being
thing, the same
valuable.
concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is being busy actually not necessarily we are productive and not necessarily making money. Busyness doesn't make us money. Makes us more stressful, and money and stress doesn't go together, doesn't go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
I met Enrico Perini, which is the owner of Autoclass Romstal in Romania. So he's a huge business owner. And I went to his house, and we lived there for a month or so in the guest house. And when he was coming home, we were hanging out every single day. But I could see him because he has big windows, so I could see him in the house. And he wasn't stressing, and not because he had lots of money, because people with lots of money or people who are broke have the same problems. It's only maybe people who have lots of money and having employees, they have bigger problems, right? But what I've seen in this person was that he was listening to Osho. He was connecting with himself. He was getting rid of all the distractions and stress, and he was connecting with himself.
Mm-hmm.
right? So he wasn't spending time with meeting with other people. He wasn't spending time watching TV. He was just connecting with himself. And that's why I'm saying stress doesn't make more money, because his company was clearly working and expanding companies. And he's an Italian coming in Romania making lots of money. So it's when we are in balance, and when we are connected with ourselves, then the magic happens. And when we take action, obviously, because he was going to work every single morning. He wasn't staying, I don't know, on a yacht and just killing time or watching TV all day long. He had meetings. He was talking to his managers, and he was doing stuff in his business. Yeah. So, and I've seen this over and over with wealthy people as well. They don't work hard. They are not busy all the time. They spend the time really, really conscious. And they don't have huge to-do lists, because that is clearly not working. So instead of being busy and let's say broke, I know you are not broke, but this is a concept, yeah? Make yourself a priority and respect yourself by not adding stuff on your list that are not moving you forward. So one thing that you can ask yourself, having that list, and maybe you are in trouble finding that if one task should be removed or not. Ask yourself this: is this task helping me move forward? And if the answer is no, just delete it.
How do you feel the answer? Do you feel it in the body?
Usually, yeah. I mean, you should feel it in the body, because the mind would want more of the stuff on your plate.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's natural for the mind to stay busy all the time.
Yes.
But the body will tell you if it will move you forward or not. It's like the muscle testing. If you muscle test from the mind, the answer will be different from as if you are muscle testing from your muscles in your body. Yeah, so it's so much easier to find the answer like this.
So I can also muscle test, or I can feel
yes,
it in
you
the
can.
body?
You can do both. Just make sure when you are muscle testing to muscle test from the body.
Yes. How do I know? I think you told me once how to do it.
So the muscle testing, when I muscle test, I'm really used to that now, because I'm more connected to my body. And for everybody out there, it wasn't easy for me. I'm a Libra, I'm an air sign, and I was always zoning out from my body, always, because I lived in an aggressive environment, and it was easier for me to zone out than to my body was there, but my soul wasn't. So the more you connect with your body and you ground yourself, so usually the fastest way to ground yourself is to feel your feet on the floor, to connect. You can feel a beam of light coming from the top of the head through your body, inside and out, and going through the bottom of your feet down to the center of the earth, and lock it there. It's the easiest way to connect with Mother Earth.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. And then you can muscle test, because you can even try this. Try muscle testing from the mind, being in your mind and being like, I need to whatever. And when you muscle test a statement that you know for sure which is true or which is false, like I am a girl, I'm a woman, I'm a female, right? Or I'm a man. Well, this is tricky because some women have more masculine energy, but you get the point.
I get the point. I'm blonde.
Yeah, exactly. So your name, which you know that people are calling you by, you know things that are true, your age and stuff like that. So you can see the muscle testing from the mind will be a lie. You'll feel that it will be a lie. And then when you muscle test from the body, you will see that it's different.
Yeah, I think I know you. I know what you mean. I feel what you mean.
Yeah. And then when you have like, I mean, you need to be really ruthless with that list, because honestly, if you really take a look at the list and see, okay, so maybe you have, I don't know, like 5 tasks that are in a certain area, and you know it's too much. Then you take those 5 tasks and you say, okay, so which of these are most important to tackle today? And you can take it, I mean, our mind is afraid that we will forget about the others. And you can actually put it in your calendar. I'm going to do only 2 tasks from today till every day for 2 weeks. And see how many results you have. See if something is changing, because we often do things and we hope to see the results, but not necessarily all of them are giving us the results.
Yes.
And not because you are different or broken or whatever, because those things are not working for you. Yeah. And when you realize that those things are not working for you, when I realized that I want to divorce with my husband, with my ex-husband, I did the same thing. So I looked at the last 5 years in our relationship and saw how it was, if I was happy or not, if things were shifting and changing the way we talked when we're talking about our relationship. And I was thinking about the next 5 years. I know this can feel some like scary to some people, but I was so ruthless about my life and the life of my kids that I was like, I don't take any bullshit anymore. You know, because the past was telling me that my ex-husband was constantly talking about things because he had the words with him always. But when it was about action and taking action and doing stuff, it was zero. So when I look back 2 years ago, when I took the decision, when I moved in Câmpina, when I took the decision to divorce, for me was clearly that it was really clear that I wasn't happy, the kids weren't happy, so I needed to make a change. And it wasn't about him, it was about me. I chose me over that relationship. I
Yeah.
wasn't, and it's the same with a list, because we
Mm.
hope that the list will make us a certain way, it will make us more happy, more successful, more whatever. But it's actually okay. So I'm sitting down, and you know this because we work together, Dana. Uh,
Yes.
when you look back at the year that we've worked together, you still see the results in your life,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you,
Yeah.
I mean, every single day you are, oh my God, this changed. And you said earlier, we don't have it on the recording, but you said it earlier, but because you bought yourself a pair of shoes with high heels in the past 2 years, if I remember.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we didn't work together back then, but you felt kind of funny when you were wearing it.
I was having problems with high heels, like I didn't feel stable, and
Mm-hmm.
I was not. Yeah, I didn't have the attitude, or I don't know. I didn't know. I wasn't feeling comfortable with them.
Mm-hmm.
Although they looked good, I could not feel stable and comfortable. And today I just tried that pair, which was only once. I tried it 2 years ago, and I didn't wear it since because I fell a little bit, not hard, but anyway, because I my step was a little bit, not, yeah, I was not stable. So
Yeah.
today I just put them in my feet, and then I went in the world. And the first meters I walked, I felt a very different sensation, very
Mm-hmm.
different than 2 years ago. Like I felt more stable and more connected with my body, and more grounded, and more comfortable. It was amazing. And
And you
I
can
really
clearly
like.
see the
I,
difference. Yeah, of
yeah,
course you
I
liked
can.
it.
I can. Yeah, and it's so good to trust my legs, my,
Mm-hmm.
my feet and my legs. Yeah.
So you can clearly see what are the shifts, and this is only one of many. What are the
Yeah.
shifts that happened in the because of our work together, right?
Yeah.
So you
Mm-hmm.
have a clear, like, oh my God, I worked with Cornelia, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. And I'm sure that many of them weren't on your list, on your goals when we started working
Yes.
together.
Yes, of course. That was not on my list.
But this is what I want, because I wanted to guide the discussion here, because this is exactly what I want you to do with your list. Imagine your list being your coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when we worked together, I had a clear plan with you. You knew
Yeah.
why you were hiring me, and I knew how to guide you,
Yes.
right? Sometimes I it felt like um not going on the track, but I knew clearly what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you will not know why you are doing the stuff on your list, but when you look back, and when you look at your the last 2 weeks, 2 months, 5 months, it doesn't matter. When you take a look, usually I would say to do this every single month. So every single month, to look at the month before and say, okay, so these were my goals, this is what I wanted to tackle, these are my results, am I happy about it or not?
Mm-hmm.
Should I do this or not? Because just adding things on your list and do it because other people are doing it and they have results is not necessarily a success that you want. You know, so it's funny. It's funny because I work with some coaches, and I believe in working with coaches to help you grow, and not all of them help me achieve what I really wanted. And sometimes I hire them based on other people's results with them. And when I didn't have a result and I was digging a little deeper, I've seen that those people who were having the results actually didn't quite have the results. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like, and for me, that is a lie. Like, how can you? I usually don't tell people what to say. I mean, you know that I've sent you some questions because I want your opinion of how you felt when we worked together. What are your results? What, because it's important for me not to force you in saying some words. And I do this with everybody, right? So it's sometimes we tend to see other people's results, and we think that those results we will have them, but those results may or may not be true, right? So when I'm saying this because maybe it is a task that you want to do just because somebody else told you to do, or you've heard someone saying, oh, I follow this recipe and look at my results. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I will check. At the first glance, I think it's not in this area, but well, I will double check.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's funny because I have a homework to look at healing experiences and healing my body. Funny. I was talking to my coach earlier, and I told her that I feel a little dizzy and stuff, and she muscle tested for me what I need to do, and she guided me to go through a chakra work around healing the body. So here I am.
Oh, yeah, it's very nice, this chakra work. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I know. And I'm getting, I'm going even deeper with it. Yeah. I love it. I love it because I've seen the results in myself, and I've seen the results with my clients. So it's truly amazing when we see these results. So yeah, this is with the list, with being busy just to be busy but not being productive. So first step, I would say, from your sleep habits, your time. So I would take a look at that first, and then split the time that you are awake and split it in these areas, like long-term spending for saving for spending can be long-term goals, right? And okay, so I have a long-term goal of having a marriage, let's say, being in a marriage, right? It's not now, but I want to have it, and I want to have a healthy relationship. Okay, so what do I need to do Now, what can I do today that will help me become that woman that is having an amazing marriage?
Yes, I'm working almost daily in this area.
Exactly. Awesome. But what I want you to do is to work 5 to 10% because
5 to 10%.
of your time. Yeah, because long-term saving for spending is actually 5% if you have debt and 10% if you don't have debt.
And do I have that in the time area?
Let's see. So debt, let's say you have things to do from the past that you didn't do, and you have another list for that. Maybe you need to declutter your house, your home, your computer, or whatever. Maybe you I don't know, you need to contact your friends more. Maybe your family. So that can be stuff from the past that are important for you. Because look, think about this. So that is 5% of your time every single day, right? So let's say, I don't know, 5%, 5% of 16 hours. I don't know how much it is. But
10% is 1 hour and a half, let's say.
Okay, so let's 45 minutes. So 45 minutes a day, I think it's enough to either talk to 2 people, because 20 minutes each, it's enough. Or do something that, or taking 45 minutes a day to declutter your house or your computer or your books, your documents, whatever it is. Right?
Decluttering my computer. Yeah, this is one of the tasks that I didn't even write it because
Yeah.
it's named already.
So when you look at your list, you can first pay attention of, okay, so this goes where? So I have Freedom account, I have Play account. Play account can be either watching a movie or a cartoon or self-care, right? Because it's play, whatever play means for you, or just going into a playground, going to a playground and just swing, or I don't know, do something that makes you feel good.
Yeah, when you said that, Melissa comes to my mind with one of the subjects from the other Q&As. I think 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Then you have education. So in education, you can spend an hour and a half, because this is 10% of 16 hours, an hour and a half a day to work on yourself, to educate yourself. That means reading a book. That means practicing, studying a program. Yeah, practicing something from a program. Not only studying, but applying it.
Applying it, yes, exactly. Wow.
Yeah. So you can do that. And we have what else? So, give account. Yeah. In give account, you can actually give your time to do something. It can be something for your business. Maybe you give your knowledge to some people. Maybe you create a video and you share it with the world.
This is give, even if it's business?
Why not? You are giving it for free, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is more giving because you are giving it with your heart and not expecting something back.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Because usually when we do business tasks, we do it for a reason. We have a hidden agenda. I do this because I want this.
Yeah.
Right? I'm doing this webinar because I want so many clients. or so many people to buy my program. But when you give with no expectation, I feel that that is giving. When I wrote that post about my daughter yelling at me, I felt in
That
my
was amazing. Yeah.
yeah, I felt it. It was midnight. I don't remember. It was late, and I couldn't sleep because I had to write it. I had so many responses, private messages, like even people writing me on WhatsApp, on Facebook. Some of them being worried, some of them being like, "Oh my God, it is amazing," and so many people responded. I didn't. It was not my intention. It was not my intention. I didn't even think about how many women, moms, will be impacted by my post.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, yeah.
this is what I'm saying about giving with no expectation. Think about the money, right? So when you have that give account and you give the money to a charity or to a person or whatever, you don't expect that person to say, "Oh, thank you, Lord, thank you, you are my master." You don't expect that, or you don't expect to them giving you something back. You just give, and you fill your heart with so much love because that person it received what you gave,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the same is with giving your knowledge. It's not my area of expertise to be a parent coach, right? Or
A
parenting.
parenting coach. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I for me, I'm learning this stuff because I want to have an amazing relationship with my kids. I want them to feel heard. I want them to feel listened. I want them to feel seen, and this is because of my work, of the chakra work that I'm doing with my clients, because I've seen so many clients, and even myself, I struggled a lot with these things. And this helped me in developing a great relationship with my kids. And somebody wrote today, it is a relative of mine, "Oh, kids are never grateful." And I could feel the hurt inside of her, but for me, it was clear that me healing my wounds helped me be present with my child. This doesn't
Okay.
mean that I agree with her. This doesn't mean that I accept her to treat me like that, right? Because you
Mm-hmm.
can be both. You can be like outrageous about the situation and punish the child and beat her up or slap her or whatever, or you can be, "Yeah, I'm your slave and you can do whatever."
Just
And
express yourself. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I'm here for you to express yourself. Like I don't agree with that as well. So when you are healed inside, and I'm not perfect, I'm not totally healed. That's why I have this voice right now, because I have stuff that I need to heal in myself, even though I'm doing this work for over 11 years now. It's really important to see, why are you doing the things you are doing. I didn't write that post to for people to tell me how amazing I am. And it's funny because in the past I was expecting that, and I was getting so frustrated,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because I had that wound inside that I was expecting people to see me, to like me, to blah, blah, blah. Right? And now
Yes,
I don't care. Not
I can relate.
exactly. It's not that I don't care about people. I don't care about their reaction, good or bad. Right? So I think I answered your question totally, I think.
Yes, yes, I think so too. And I really need to re-listen to this because at some point, and it happens often for me with you, this you come with some ideas and concepts or inspirations that I am like, oh wow, yeah. It's like my mind stops, you know, and I okay, yeah, you know, and yeah, it makes total sense, and I feel very inspired by what and helped by what you said.
I'm so happy.
I am open to try it, to not to try it, to experience,
Mm-hmm.
put it into practice.
Yeah, and be patient with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
it's not about being perfect at it. It's just making progress.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I realize now when I think about my list, I don't have it. Two things come into my mind. One is that I one day in a library I saw a book which drew my attention. Like the title was "You Are Not a To-Do List."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And the second one is that the most I have on my to-do list um, most of them are from the studying area, like the main areas that I'm interested in, which is the love area and the money area and the business area, which is correlated with the money area. And I
Mm-hmm.
have programs or stuff to listen to or to study or a book or a program, you know, on both areas that I'm interested in. And this is the most part of the list.
Well, now you know how to split it, so you can feel
Mm-hmm.
imbalance all the time. Because if you if you spend those 20%, imagine taking those 20% from your Freedom account and Play account every single month to pay for your groceries. How would you feel in 6 months? Like
Mm.
you don't matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how about adding every single time you receive money, adding to those two accounts, and at the end of the month, spending all the money in the Play account on something that you really, really, really love and enjoy?
Mm.
How much juiciness and feeling delicious you would feel.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, and it's the same with the time. If you don't take the time to take care of yourself, to pay attention to the things that you really love, not business related, not education related, not just things that you love. And if you don't know what you love, you need to make a list of that and to have it handy.
Yeah, I
Because
think I
if you,
need to make a list.
yeah, if you don't have a list of things that you really, really love, then we have a problem,
Mm-hmm.
because the mind tends to fill all the gaps. So if you don't have something to do in your Freedom account about self-care, or something that you love, your mind will fill up the time with things that you should do, and that will drain your energy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. One of the things that I like is studying, but I don't think you are
No,
talking about this part.
that is education.
Yeah.
Imagine that when you study, you consume energy, right?
But I get also inspired and I'm like, wow, that's so interesting.
Yeah, but you also consume energy because your mind is
Mental
has to
one, yeah.
be,
Yeah.
yeah, your mind has to be to pay attention.
Mhm. Yes.
This comes with more playing. So what do you love to do in terms of playing? How would you play? And this
Mhm.
can be like having an orgasm.
Many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why not?
Getting a massage, which is one of the
Exactly.
things that I love most.
Mm-hmm.
Meeting my friends,
Mm-hmm.
talk for hours, or do funny stuff and eating something delicious. Or
So when we
yeah.
talk about about freedom time and playtime,
Yeah.
well, I'm having new concepts here. So playtime and freedom time, these two things need to fill you up without draining your energy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So imagine having orgasms 20% of your time. How would you spend your time, your day then when you have this kind of energy inside?
Yes. Mhm. Yes. So pleasure is one of the so to say intentions in this
Exactly.
areas. Pleasure is, and I also remember that I was listening to some female coach on I don't know what area, and she said that pleasure gets us out from the survival mechanism and from the doing and the cortisol stuff and the stress
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. And this Alisa Vitti that you told me about also, with which whose book you also bought.
Mm-hmm. The flow.
Yeah, the flow. She said in a webinar that I heard at one point, um, for women, she recommended vitamin orgasm.
See?
Yes, and it impacted me how she said it and how she put it into words. It's really, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, my next um, lover husband is on his way, so I'm preparing also for this. It's
Yeah,
gonna
and
be doubling my orgasms, everyday orgasm.
exactly. And having that in mind, think about how would you spend your time when you will be in a relationship, in a healthy relationship.
Hmm. Yeah, because now I
Because
was feeling so overwhelmed that I was thinking, oh my God, when he comes, where do I put him
exactly.
on my list? Yeah.
So you don't want to be surprised by not having the time to spend with him or not feeling great in the relationship and actually feeling like, okay, I can do this and I can take care of myself. Because sometimes women, us as women, tend to not take care of ourselves when we are in a relationship because we tend to put our attention to the man and to the relationship,
Yes.
and that is hindering the relationship because as you are listening to the same stuff that I'm listening, but I'm putting it in my words, sometimes the men can feel overwhelmed. That's why so many men are trying to play games or are trying to do stuff to meet their friends because women tend to be very clingy when they women overwhelm the men when it's
Mm-hmm.
when they are in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I never did that. For me, it's important to have time with my friends, and my partner to have time with his friends, or to whatever do in his free time, right? And I always had that. I wasn't like be really on spend time with me, because maybe in the beginning, but in the past 10 years I wasn't like that. But maybe in
Mm-hmm.
the beginning, I don't remember exactly right now, but maybe I was.
Mm-hmm.
But I know exactly the energy, and I've seen my friends, my female friends, acting like that with men.
Yes, I see this a lot. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know, I
so
understand.
it's something
Um,
that we need to learn to fill our time
yeah,
with something
to,
that we really enjoy.
yes, and to balance this, and it from my in my world, so to say, with men, I was more with the attitude like, uh, you came here with some, you want something from me. I don't have time, or don't
Yeah,
disturb me.
yeah.
The
Leave me alone.
underground. Yeah, leave me alone. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but now you can
It's
actually
another thing on my
make
to-do list.
time, make time for the relationship. And actually, as you said, you benefit from it because you have the orgasm.
Yes. And and the polarity is very nourishing and giving energy to each other
Yeah.
when we learn this polarity and how to keep this and to cultivate it
Yeah.
in a long-term relationship also. And this could be spending time with your lover or husband in the play and freedom area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Well,
sure.
that's great. That was a great call.
I'm so happy. What's funny? I don't know what shifted in me. Something shifted for sure, because I've heard this a lot in the last 1.5 to 2 months. Like every single call that I have in every single program that I run, I hear this a lot. Like, this was an amazing call. And I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy to 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 receive this kind of energy back. Like
Mm-hmm.
knowing that what I'm doing is actually really helping, because I don't want to do things just for the sake of doing it. I want you to benefit from it.
Yes, I understand.
So I'm
Mm-hmm.
really happy. And next week maybe we will see at this point really in a different way, when you actually have the list, go through the list, and see how it feels, because
Yes.
that
Mm-hmm.
though there can come some triggers, and we can clear those.
Yes. I
Yeah, or
will.
maybe you have some questions, where I put this, where I put that, and we
Yes.
can we
Yes.
can do that.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Have an
Thank you.
amazing day. You're welcome.
You too. Have an amazing day. And yeah, next time I'm looking forward to it again. Every
Me
call,
too.
actually.
I know. Me too. And have an amazing, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I have a
Kisses.
radiant birthday. Bye. Kisses. Bye.
Have an amazing day. Bye.
Thank you. You too. Bye.